So I was just seeing if, what people, giving a few little things on what you might need for motivation or planning for the year. I finally got kind of in a habit of planning and all that. Sounds weird, but in October for the next year, because for me, I'm like, New Year's resolutions, all that, they always say that they kind of fall through. And so, but now this has taken me years and years and years. Now this year I'll be 40 years old, so I would say within the last, when I really started planning was the last maybe 2 to 3 years. Started planning in October. Started getting like my kind of like my daily goals, and I don't know. I was just gonna run through it a little bit because sometimes I like to hear others as well. So, but I feel as if sometimes we may put too much pressure on ourselves on trying to have these goals, and hopefully, it's better to do them smaller and bite size, I would say, because for me, the thing that took the longest is this. It's actually a girl that I follow, and she does these goals, but it was like the hardest thing was trying to come up with the goals. But it was almost as if the goals were kind of a little too big. Like I was, of course, I was like, I want a house. I would like a car. I would like to take travel, just be more secure in financial things. But then, as years have gone on, I've realized that it's like these smaller goals of just trying to have more gratitude for things, or whatever it might be, that kind of are like a needle mover. Because if you're not happy now, or you're trying to strive for something but it's like if we can't have the enjoyment and gratitude through these struggles, it's really the journey, it's not the end. And it just seems like I've noticed, like, there's so many people out there that seem to say, and there's nothing wrong with it, but that do have their life more in order than I feel I do, because I've been struggling with trying to career-wise. There's been a lot of stuff going on, and but I see people in their careers and they still say that they're depressed or whatnot. And so it's kind of like, well, I feel as if that person may have the money, and so that money is not necessarily bringing you happiness. I mean, yes, money brings us a lot, but anyway, so I'm getting a little off topic, but so I just wanted to kind of break down kind of how I'm going through mine, and I have 10 daily goals that I try to kind of write out each morning or throughout the day. I mean, my scheduling has been, I had a job that was, just a regular Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock. Now I lost that job, and then now I'm working more of a night shift job. So it's like just rearranging your mind. But so some of my goals, my number one is like gratitude. So I try to write out a sentence of gratitude. I try not to put too much pressure on it, because I feel like, sometimes you could write out 3 sentences of what you're grateful for. Some days you might just have 1 sentence. Some days I might try to do like a meditation, a 5-minute, just like focusing on my breathing. Or I'm trying to get back into doing some exercise, but it's just with a lot of moving and stuff like this, it's just one of those things. But my second one is my financial goals, kind of writing down what I spend on the daily, kind of seeing what comes in and what goes out. And then my third one is kind of like my daily grind, where I watch somebody, like this girl for instance. She would do like 10-minute videos, and you know, I like would journal or something. And then number 4 is crochet, because it's like my hobby, you know. 5 is music, because I feel like music is very important, not only for the mind but for the soul, you know, to help the brain. And number 6 is my role model. And I know these might sound crazy to other people, but to me it seems as if, you know, I put role model down because it makes me kind of look at, like, one of my role models is Stevie Nicks, and you know, I kind of like watch a documentary on them or something like that, or kind of listen to their music that day more. Number 7 is a book or an audio book. Try to read a little bit or listen to an audio book. Number 8 is productivity, kind of what I need to do for the day. The things that you don't like doing, emails, making appointments, all this stuff. And trying to find a storage unit right now. Number 9 is grace. So I try to work on giving myself grace on things and forgive myself, because I tend to be very hard on myself sometimes. And number 10 is Mother Nature, because I feel as if getting out in Mother Nature, planning like a hike, going fishing, getting out, doing stuff like that. So these are my 10 goals. Now, I do not do these 10 goals every day, so that's why I kind of pick out like the 3 that are kind of like what gets me going in the mornings. And usually it's, I say coffee and crochet, because coffee is just my ritual with myself. You know, I don't even get to crochet in every day. And so really, like, the one thing is gratitude, you know. Even if I don't write it down, I still try to think in my head, like, I'm grateful, like, because there are times when I'm like, man, I hate this, I hate this, I hate myself, I hate, but I'm like, the situation at the time, it's just, my mind's just kind of counteracting, I feel. And I guess another one of mine that I try to do is like a daily grind. Now, that's where October comes into play, because October I really get into it. Like, I do a straight 31 days daily grind. I try to stick to it. And you know, so I just kind of pick out which ones would be my most ones that kind of get your day going. That would be like, you know, like, I can tell a difference if I haven't done it in the day, you know. And really it is a lot of like gratitude or focusing on my breathing. And music, having a good playlist. I mean, because I don't get to reading a book every day. I mean, gosh, I've been on 2 books for probably 6 months. So, you know, but doing little things so that way when my productivity for the day comes, I'm a little bit more clear-headed and not as stressed. I just wanted to give a breakdown of that, because it's hard to get started, but it's also hard to keep going. It's also hard to keep the momentum, and there's not always that motivation. And I think that's the best thing and the most rewarding thing for me is seeing that I'm thankful for me, that I put in the work even on the days I don't feel like it. And I thank myself for my health, because, you know, I could be a lot more, like I could have chronic illness, I could have back pain, all this different kind of pain. And I don't, thankfully, you know, and I try to remember that. But I feel like as if you have a good, you know, this is me having a good like planner, weekly planner. I like to have my week out like this, and then like my days to be out like that, so I can write it out. See, and I haven't even wrote it all, but that's okay, because I give myself grace, right? And I do like to journal if I can. Not everybody likes to journal, so, but I don't journal every day, but I do try. Like, and then a good set of markers gives me that joy too. I do need to get me some more stickers, because I love stickers. Here's my other one. Well, this is the 25-20-26. My mom actually got me this one. But yeah, so usually I'm more of a Halloween gal. See, as you can tell, I love to just pumpkin it up. So anyways, I just wanted to put out there and give a little bit of inspiration. I know this is a longer video. Don't know if it'll be enjoyable to anybody, but I do wanted to put it out there. You know, because even for myself, it helps me to kind of get just motivated and moving into the right little directions of where I'm at. So I look at how far I've come and where I'm at. I mean, last year I lost a car. I was walking to work. And then, you know, now this year, beginning of this year, I have a vehicle, but don't really have a place to live. You know, living here and there with friends, hotels, and it just, you know, it's a whole nother ball game. You know, it's hard for a lot of us right now, and, you know, just let's be kind to each other, because you don't know what someone else is going through. So I'm just gonna get into my crochet, and I will catch up with y'all later. Everybody have a good day.